Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Glitchy Mango here. This is my first ever Let's Play. I'm a bit nervous, but let's get over that and just dive right in, shall we? So I'm just doing Dungeon Defenders because why is this on easy? That's cool. So I'm just covering Dungeon Defenders in a bit of a, not so much a Let's Play, but more of a just a pubbing thing, you know, do some pub matches, see what we get. Hopefully it's relatively entertaining. Pretty much just doing this to get me used to this sort of work. I'm hoping to get into YouTube professionally if I can. That's pretty. Oh, Dungeon Defenders. Go on, get back in there. There it is. Good work, soldier. We'll take it from here. I do like the cutscenes. That's a nice little change from the first one. So there's no chest to start with. So hopefully I haven't spoiled anything for anyone. It's not really a story-driven game, so I'm not too worried about spoilers. But if there is, I do apologize for that. Well, that sort of was a spoiler, but like I said, it's not that story-driven. There's the occasional cutscene with like a little bit of comedy, but like the original, it's more about gameplay than story. The story's relatively simple, which I like. There's nothing wrong with emphasis on gameplay over story. And vice versa, of course. Well, it seems our buddy here took all the money, so whenever he's set up his defenses, we'll be right to go. My cat's just come in to say hi. Alright. Well, I suppose I should probably get used to the map, seeing as I haven't played this one. So I got roots there. They're probably not going to get to here. We're playing on normal mode with two of us. We should be fine. This game isn't that hard, at least in the campaign stuff. I do notice it getting harder, but like I'm normally pretty underleveled and I still do okay with this character. I was playing with a Squire originally, but decided to switch it up. So anyone curious on the Archer, she's not too bad, or the Huntress, sorry. She's got decent stuns, slow. The main problem with her is she can't build walls. So she can't really like block off any given lane by herself. Like she can kill enemies in that lane, but she can't. She has to like be there to cover a lane. Her traps aren't useful though, and they can definitely help with defense, but they can't hold, you know, several lanes by themselves the way, you know, a wall can. Which you can see in the Squire here, he's built a bunch of walls, and that's really helping us hold them. I might just spin down back, get rid of these guys quickly. So the abilities I've unlocked for her so far, she's got, her one is a bit of a stun. It's pretty good. It can be a little bit tricky to aim. It'll aim a bit lower than where you're aiming and a bit higher as well. And then her two's sort of like a knockback slow, if I remember. A bit of damage looks like. It's not too bad. It complements her range damage pretty well, as does her one. Once we clear up these last couple, we'll go ahead and show you some of her traps. Get some quick gems. Down a couple of explosive traps. These are just good for doing damage. Then there's water traps. They cause knock up and damage, so they're not too bad. Because this guy wants to go, I'll just quickly throw some money out. Bit of lag, but nothing too bad. I think my FPS has dropped to about 50, so I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll just play with some settings and we get a more solid FPS in the next video. Come on, pick up that helmet. Grab it. Grab it. Come on, I need that loot. It is still an alpha, so you can expect some problems like that. It's not a big deal unless you're like me and you have a cry over every bit of missed loot. I do want that helmet. It sucks. Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you, game. I should probably focus on actually holding range because we have some problems here. I actually forgot to be repairing a lot of the blockade, so that's probably how this one went down. That's right. So if I cover here, you'll be able to build that behind me. I don't freaking die in the process. Get another stun out. Let's get some heals. One thing I do notice with the ranger, she feels a little bit slower to heal, but I think that's just because she doesn't have that much health. So you can take damage with her pretty quickly. If you want to take the beating, well, if you want to be able to take a beating, the Squire is absolutely great for that. He's actually a lot of fun. I normally aren't too crazy about those sort of warrior knight types, but I did enjoy playing him. I haven't tried the other two classes yet, though. Alright, that's that wave done. Bit surprised we haven't picked up a third or fourth player yet, but it happens. Grab some gems. I need to go actually and repair the other traps I set down earlier. Basically, as they use up charges, you have to sort of repair them. Pretty simple system. Same one they used in number 1 for the most part. And, you know, tried and true. If it works, it works. Just get these repaired up quickly, maybe throw some upgrades out, and we should be right. It's a bit unusual. I'm getting a bit of lag. I normally never get that on this game, so I would assume that's down to fraps. Again, I'll tinker with that after this video, but maybe it's just, you know, a poor connection going on. I'm not too certain, but like I said, I'll have a tinker, have a play. But that said, it's nothing too bad or anything. And honestly, this is a game where even if you lag, it doesn't matter that much in my opinion. Oh no! Okay, it mattered. Oh, that was stupid. That's one of the issues with the Ranger. Even though I have put a couple of points into health, she can still die very quickly if you make a mistake. Which is probably why they recommend her for, you know, players who are actually good at the game, as opposed to me. But I'm a sucker for a girl with a bow, what can I say? Please don't take that the wrong way, because she looks about 15 and I don't want to go to jail. Oh god, great start to the Let's Play, great start, Glitchy. That's another one, I've got to try not to use my real name. That's going to be a bit tricky. It's a friggin' horrible name too. Now should I stay here? Should I okay, Squire looks like he's going to rotate back, so I guess I'll stay here. He's actually doing a lot of the job for me. He's pretty great. You know, the Squire's very good and this guy's not too shabby of a player. So we're not encountering too many difficulties. That is one thing that I did say earlier though. Unfortunately, the main campaign often does feel a bit easy. Like, even though there's 2 of us, it's still, we're cleaning up pretty easily, and aside from the occasional screw up on my part, we're not really encountering any real problems. Hopefully there are some options for increased difficulty, you know, later down the development cycle. But that said, I have heard you can play with someone who's done the campaign before, and then you can do missions they've unlocked, so you can just start on way harder missions. And of course that also counts for alternate characters. Like, even though I've only played about 3 or 4 missions with this character, yet I'm pretty far in the campaign just because I did a lot of it with the Squire. So with your ults you can do any missions you've already unlocked, and that's fine even if you're under leveled. Obviously, you can sometimes encounter some balance issues, you might be a bit useless, but I haven't encountered anything too major, and you level up relatively quickly. As long as you're not picking a really hard map, you should be fine. Let's just get up right here. We're good to go. As this is a new show, just let me know, like feedback, things like that, anything you think I need to work on, do better. Obviously, words is something I need to practice. Not freaking mispronouncing every second word, that would help. Gotta conquer those S's as well. But yeah, anything, like I said, anything I need to work on, let me know. I really do want to improve the show. I would love to do this professionally one day. So just, like I said, let me know. I'm very open to feedback. If anyone's curious, the reason I'm covering Dungeon Defenders 2 to start with, well, there's two reasons. One, it's actually a pretty fun and enjoyable game, and it's pretty easy to like play and talk in this game on the campaign mode, because again, it's not too hard. But also, the big one is it's open for anybody to monetize pretty much through YouTube, so I don't have to worry too much about like getting permissions and things like that. I've pretty much already got that. I just need to link that to YouTube, and it's all good to go. So if you're looking for a game to like start with your Let's Playing, I think this is not too bad a choice, and anyone can, you know, monetize it. And so, yeah, it's pretty a good start in my opinion, or at least I think so. If there's any other games you guys would like to see me play, let me know. I'm looking into playing a couple of other games. I'm not going to mention them because I need permission to play them, and obviously the reason I don't want to mention what those games are is in case I don't get permission, so that way nobody's mad at the devs or anything like that. You know, it's perfectly understandable if any dev doesn't want to give me permission to play a game. I'm very new to this. I'm not that good at it, and I don't have any subs at the moment or anything like that. So it makes perfect sense for, you know, certain devs to not want to give me permission to play games. Yeah, and that's entirely up to them. That's nothing I'll hold against them at all. I'll just continue to grow the channel. There's plenty of games that I can play. It's all good, and I can always come back to it if I get more subs. Alright. Suppose I should probably throw down a couple of these. So these are just poison towers. They're not too bad. Well, I say that, but I've never actually played with them much before. I only recently unlocked them. But they're exactly what they sound like. They're towers that poison enemies. Not too shocking. I also like the enemy design in this game, I would like to say. It's pretty typical fantasy stuff, but occasionally there's a bit of creativity, like female orcs. We certainly don't get enough of those, which is a little bit strange. Everyone loves to throw out male orcs in fantasy games, but we don't see a lot of female ones, and there's a lot of interesting ways you can design them. You know, you can go for the sort of tough barbarian ones like this game goes for, you can go for like the really big burly ones that would say Orcs Must Die goes for. It's always interesting to see stuff like that. Alright, let's rotate back. Oh, I think the Squire's on it. Alright, he's good. And yes, there is you know, hitbox detection for headshots. Haven't really been nailing too many headshots, but that is there. Anytime you hit him in the head with the Huntress, you will crit. So it does help to aim. Unfortunately, I haven't been doing a lot of that because, you know, just talking, trying to be relatively entertaining. See, I keep forgetting the blade, make sure I'm repairing those blockades regularly. What you want to do is sort of push them back and then repair the blockades, but I've just been forgetting. Again, haven't been going great. There we go. Just put him down. Yep, that's that. Alright. So they did recently add in stat points again. I'm just going to chuck a couple on the hill so I don't get burst, and mostly, again, just in the damage. That's pretty much what I'm going for. There's probably much better builds than what I'm using for this character, but I'm keeping it relatively simple. Just health and damage is really all I'm going for at the moment. Let's get this upgraded. In case I forget to repair it, I don't want it dying too quickly on me. Okay, apparently I did grab the chest, or the squire grabbed it. Yeah, but even as you can see, like, I'm making lots of mistakes, not playing that well, but again, like, we're doing fine. They still haven't hit the main objective once. It's really not too hard on this game in campaign mode, and that's with me being horribly underleveled. As you can see, the squire's about 7 levels above me. And, you know, again, I'm still doing fine despite that. Hopefully he realizes this is down and throws down a wall, actually. Hopefully, I don't think he has the gems for it. Yeah, he mustn't. Oh, well, it doesn't matter, we'll be right. Yeah, I'll just throw out a couple of quick upgrades and we're good to go. And I just spent my mana. How do I get mana? Yeah, that's weird. I am spamming M, but it's not going away. Do I hold it? I think when he says mana, he must mean the gems, and then you just press M to give, I think. But anyway, I don't think it's too big a concern. We're still going to be fine again. The game's not that hard. Hopefully we get a mini boss, I'm hoping. They tend to change it up a little bit. Well, I say change it up, but really you just end up focusing them until they die. It's the main bosses that are a lot more fun, and they actually have mechanics going in that can really be bothersome. I haven't gone against one of them yet, but I have seen what they're like. Flyers. Here, quick stun out. Alright, let's spin. I think we're just about finished. So, like I said, as you can see, the game's pretty easy. I might just press that N button and see if it is the gems that it gives him when I press that. Just so I know for next time. And here we get a little bit of loot. I'm not sure if there's any particular color that's better than others for these chests. I'll have to look into that at some point. So that looks like it must be a future boss. Perhaps the end of campaign boss, I'm thinking. Whoa. Alpha. all sorts of weird things happening. It's not too bad. Like, there's been nothing particularly bad. It's just been the standard sort of things you'd expect from an alpha. I'm not going to worry too much about loot, I think. It's just... Oh, yep, so it does give him gems, I see. Well, it drops them, rather, and then they can pick it up. Now I know... Because instead of like upgrading those towers, I could have been giving him that so he could build walls. That's what I should have been doing. But oh well, doesn't matter. If it works, it works. think we'll just skip ahead as well. Gee, thank you. Yeah, one of the issues you can sometimes encounter when tubbing in this game is just waiting for people to ready up. Honestly, that's a problem in most games, but it's maybe a bit more here because you're not just doing it at the start of the game, you're waiting till the end as well. TY, you two. Alright. Another little odd thing, I'm not sure if this is an alpha thing or an intended thing, but when you return to the tavern, instead of returning you to the main tavern at the end of the match, they return you to a group tavern with the people you just played with, as you can see here, which is a little bit odd, but there are reasons for it as well. It's certainly not the worst thing in the world. Alright, bit health, bit damage, maybe some tower damage wouldn't hurt. Any advice on builds, guys, let me know if anyone actually knows what they're doing with this game. I'm still trying to work out, like... Well, honestly, I'm not really trying to work out what the best build is, because you don't really... Like you guys just saw, you don't really need to play that well in order to do good in this game right now. But I imagine later game content is hopefully a bit more difficult. Anyway, I think we'll wrap that one up. That's our first episode. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, any feedback, comments, let me know. Like the video, helps me a lot. I'll see you next time.